Hello friends, welcome back to another exciting episode of our PowerShell tutorial series. Today's session we are going to diving into the world of PowerShell and focusing especially on comparison operators, and these operators are super useful when you want to compare values in your PowerShell script. So you have to just stay connected till the end of the session. Now let's open our PowerShell ISE. In this category, we are going to explore these operators which will be equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal. Before exploring each and every operators, I would like to give one more thing regarding the comparison operators. That comparison operators always return the output in format of Boolean expressions, which is the true or false. Depend upon the condition, depend upon the operator used, it will give you result true or false. So now let's see and explore one by one operators in this category. The first operator which we are going to explore, that is the equal to, and the equal to operator basically checks if two values are equal or not. If both values will be equal, then it will give the output true, otherwise it will generate the output as a false. Now let's see. First we are going to create two variables. A is equal to some value like as a 12 and B is equal to also few values like as a 15, and now we are going to use these operators like as a equal to operator. So first we are going to put the first variable name, and after that we are going to put the equal to operator, and after that we are going to put the second variable. And now let's execute this script, and you will be going to see the result as a false. Why? Because A has a different value and B has a different value, and these values are not equal. If we are going to change the A value and we are going to put the same value in both variables, and again we are going to execute this command, then it will generate result true. The next operator in this category is not equal. So the not equal operator basically used to check if both values are not equal, then it will produce the result true, otherwise it will generate the result false. For example, here if we are going to put the not equal and the second variable, then it will basically return the value false. Why? Because A and B contains the same value and these values are equal. If we are going to execute this script, then you will be going to see the result as a false. And if we are going to change the value of the A variable, which is 10, and after modifying the variable value we are going to execute the script, then it will generate result true because both values are not equal. The next operator is greater than, and the greater than operator basically checks the first value is greater than of the second value or not. When the first value is greater than to the second value, then it will produce the result true, otherwise it will produce the result as a false. For examples, if we are going to apply the greater than operator at these both variables, then we are going to see the result false. Why? Because the first value is 10 and the second value is 15, and 10 is not greater than 15. Let's execute this script and see the result is false. If we are going to change the values like as a will be 15 and B will be 10, in this scenario the first variable value is greater than of the second variable, then it will produce the result true. Like this, there is one more operator, that is less than. Less than operator basically checks that first value will be lesser than second value, and if the first value will be the lesser than of the second value, then it will produce the result true, otherwise it will generate the result false. In this case, if we are going to execute this script, then we are going to get the result false because first value is greater than to the second variable or value. Just execute this script and see that the result is false. Why? Because the first value is greater than. If we are going to change the values, I am going to put the value A is equal to 5, and now if we are going to execute this script, then we are going to get the result true. Why? Because A value is lesser than B value. Our next operator is greater than or equal to. Basically, the greater than or equal to operators perform two operations inside this. First will be check that first value is greater than of the second value, or if these conditions not applied, these conditions not fulfilled, then it will going to check the second condition, that is the first value is equal to second value or not. In both scenarios, if any one of them fulfilled, then it will produce the result as a true, otherwise it will produce the result false. For examples, you can see a value is 5 and b value is 10, and if we are going to execute this operator on both variables, then it will produce the result false. Why? Because a is lesser than b and the condition says that the first value should be greater than, otherwise if it's not, then second condition, second approach of this category of this operator is that both values should be equal, and both scenarios are not fulfilled. In this case, the result will be false. You can see if we are going to put the value 50, and in this case the result will be true, and you can see. But if we are going to put the a value is 10 and b value also 10, then in this scenario it will always return true, because we are going to apply indirectly two conditions at the same time. Like the greater than, it will be less than or equal to, and less than or equal to works similar to the greater than, but the condition says that first value will be less than of the second value, or first value should be equal to second value. So if we are going to put the a value is 100 and b value is 10, in this scenario the result will be false, because these requirements says that a value should be lesser than b value, or a value should be equal to b value. Both conditions, both scenarios are not going to fulfill, then in this case the result will be false. And if we are going to put the b value also 100, and if we are going to execute this script, then it will produce the result true. So that's it for this session. Basically, these operators are the incredibly useful for making decisions and controlling the flow of your script based on the conditions. So practice using them in your script to become more proficient in PowerShell scripting, and you have to just create your own scripts and practice them lots of times, so that you can realize that what is the real functionality and when we have to use these operators and features. Thanks for watching this session. I hope you found it helpful in your PowerShell journey. If you have any questions or feedback, then please leave a comment below. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more sessions. Thank you for watching these sessions. Keep learning, keep practicing. We will meet in the next session with exploring another features of the PowerShell.